Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel Dad's Princess Things. Today in this video I'm going to tell you about SQL in operator, SQL between and alias things. We are going to see these three things in this SQL tutorials. Up to now we have seen many things in the previous sessions and previous parts and previous tutorials. Let's go through those videos and get clarity on those things. This is the continuation of video from those things. If you haven't watched those videos, go and watch in those videos which are in the playlist of SQL tutorial w3schools.com. So let's start. Before starting, one thing, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and click the bell icon below to get notified each time when we upload a new video related to this SQL tutorials or any other tutorials or any tech related videos we made. You will get notification at that instant only when we upload it, so that you will never miss any video of ours. So let's get started into today's concept, which is nothing but SQL in operator. This in operators in SQL commands why we use means this in operator allows us to specify multiple values in where clause. In where clause we use particularly use conditions, right? For that conditions where we use this in operator allows you to specify multiple values, for example, in that condition we use this operator. For example, if you have a syntax like here, in operator is a shorthand operator for multiple or conditions. For example, if you want that column name value of for example, if you want to retrieve the prices which are having 20, 25, 50, like these prices, I want to get the data about the prices which are having these types. Then how can you write price is equal to 20 or price is equal to 25 or price is equal to 50? You have to write. So instead of writing like that, we can use this in operator. Like in is a shorthand for the multiple or conditions. Like if I specify that where price in what we want, 20, 25, 50. I want these prices items only, the prices with these items. I want a list of these items only. So we are just decreasing our conditions, writing only single condition by using in operator instead of writing multiple conditions by using or operation. We are reducing our conditions, right, by using this in. Here is the in syntax, like select from which column you have to select and from which table you have to select and from where column name in what values you want in these values. If the column name is in these values, then retrieve those records only as output. So that is the thing which we are doing by using this in operator. Or otherwise you can write like this also, like a subquery also you can write, select a column names from table where column name in that column name should be in the subquery, which another query is retrieving the data from, that you are retrieving again. So in the subquery we have to return in after followed by in. So likewise also we can do. This is the demo database which we are using, is the customer data table in this example. Let's see one by one how the in operator will work. Here is the one example. Try it yourself. You go with that. And next you select customers. From all the customers, what we are retrieving means where countries are in Germany, France, UK. I want to retrieve the countries of France, Germany and UK. Then I am running the statement, which we are getting 21 records out of 91 records, which are having Germany and UK and only France countries in the list, not the other countries. Only from these three countries I am getting the list. Likewise you can do like multiple, right? You can also write this particular statement. You can get 29 records if you mention like country name is equal to Germany or country name is equal to France. Likewise you can write, right? Likewise also you will get the same, like 21 records only you will get. But here writing different conditions or not, I think. And or means anyone satisfies, you have to retrieve, right? So or condition only. Then like writing or then you will get all the records which are 29 records. Here you see the condition will satisfy and get the records. But instead of writing these many ors, multiple ors, you can go with a single thing, that is nothing but this in values you can specify at once, so that you will get those type of values or data you can see. Like the things will happen. And next we'll have another example of customers. To retrieve all the customers are not located in Chennai and France, then what can you do? you can just negate it those values, like by using not operator, like where country not in France and Germany and UK, then you will get the countries which are not from those 93 record 29 records out of 91. 29 records will be discarded, and you will get 62 records of other countries which are not from these specified countries like Germany, France, or UK. You are getting other country names which are Mexico, Spain, Canada, and many more things, Brazil, Sweden, like that. Not in we can use for locating any particular values. And also we can retrieve all the customers from the same country name as a suppliers, like we can have subquery, like in this particular SQL statement, what we are doing means selecting all customers that are from the same countries as suppliers. We are let's try this example to get clarity on that. We are first writing this select statement. We are selecting country from the suppliers. In the suppliers, I am selecting all the countries. In that table, I am getting that countries in the particular suppliers countries which are, let's see, run this example, then you will get clarity. Like I'm getting all the customers from this. We are using two tables, like we are getting countries from the suppliers tables which are having 29 records from the suppliers. We are getting country names from that. Those particular countries which we are getting from suppliers, that countries which are in the customer countries, those countries will be displayed here. Like for example, I'm removing this particular part, I think so. First we have to retrieve the countries from the suppliers. Okay, I will run this part. I am getting the countries like UK, USA, and Japan, Spain, without any different duplicating items are also getting, like all the records from all the 29 records. I am getting these countries with the repetition. What I am doing from these countries, which are only these countries which are present in the customer countries. I want these countries which are in the suppliers, those countries from the customers. I want to return that data. So 69 customers which are the countries similar to the suppliers and customers. This is the list we can get. So likewise also we can use this in operator at these places also. Like the things will go on. You should practice with different tables, like how this will happen and how this works. So you have to practice them to get clarity on those things. And next we have a exercise. What they are asking, use an in operator to select all the records where the country is either Norway or France. Either that country or this country is also okay. They are asking to use this in operator. And so where how can we use? By using this where class. First where class is important. Where what I am having from which we have to get from country of from country in operator from country. The values will be what values, like a Norway. Maybe the Norway you can use single quotation, and next you have to specify that Norway and comma. Next France value. So we have to close the parenthesis. Likewise, this will be character notation for getting using in operator to select all the records where country is either Norway or France. Instead of writing many more conditions, we will write a single condition by using in operator. So like the things will go on. Next we will have another operator called a between operator. This between operator is in operator, but the operation will be different. Like between operator selects the values within a given range. That, like the values can be numbered, text, or dates. Like between we can give the range. Like in we have to specify the values, right? What I have said for the in, if you want to retrieve 20, 25, 50 prices, how you can do by using in, I have explained you. But what if I want to get the prices of the items which are from 20 to 25? I want to get the items which are in between these price only, either maybe 22 or 23. Or if I want to get only in this range only, from 20 to 25, I want to get the items records or list of anything from this range only. Then how can we can get? We can't write from 20, because this is a small range. We can write 20 comma 21 comma 22 comma these values I want to get. But what if the range will be high different from 100 to 200? I want to get from these range records. Then how can we do? So instead while using going with the in, by specifying the values, we can give the range by using this between operator. So this for this use we use this between operator. Between operator is inclusive, like beginning and end values are included. We have to include the beginning and the end value, either maybe the values of numbers or text or dates. It may be maybe any. So you have to include it by using this bit operator. And here is the syntax, like select column names and from table, and where the condition should be included with between, like column name between of one value and second value. You can give like this, like a range, right? That value and this value between, and we have to use end in between. Okay, demo database we are using products, like I discussed that prices should be from this range to this range, right? So that price column will be present in product table, so I'm using this product table right here for the example purpose. And here we have the example where the select star from products where price is between 10 and 20, as we discussed earlier. Prices maybe 20 and 25, I have said. Now yeah, they are want to retrieve all the products between the prices between 10 and 20, and we can write the which is simple syntax, like select star from products where price is between from 10 and 20. So let's try this example to get clarity on those things. I am running the particular thing. You can see here. So output is like this. We are getting 29 records which are in the range of 10 and 20, like which are range between 10 and 20, like the 18, 19, 10, like only the range between 10 and 20, not up to is equal to 20, we can say, like not exceeded by 20, like the things will come. For example, don't want to get from 20, like you want to get only 15, like any range you can give from that, you will get those ranges. Like 15 records we are getting from range 10 to 15, like the things we can get. For getting a particular range of items, we can use this between operator in your where class. Like conditions, you can specify any condition to get a selected particular list of items. Okay, for not, if you want to get between, not in between this range, then what we can do, just by adding the not operator for the between, like not between, we can say. If you don't want to get from records which are the prices from 10 and 20, I don't want to get the prices records of products which are between 10 and 20, then I have simply used where price is not between 10 and 20, select star from products, then I will get the results, like other prices which are not in between 10 and 20. Like how many records will have? 48 records will have, which is other than in the range of 10 and 20. So like the things will go on. You have to must try these things, not only listening and skipping all these things, but if you try once, you will get a better clarity and better grip on all these concepts and everything. So you will never forget if you once tried by your own. So that will help you at any case. So next, between in example, not by using separate, we can use that between or in the between as example. Like it is the example where we are doing this SQL statement which selects all the products, like select star from products with the price between 10 and 20, where we have given price between 10 and 20, and another condition also I am adding that in addition to this, and not to show the products with the category ID of 1 and 2 and 3. And I don't want to get the categories of with the category ID of not in should be in 1 and 2 and 3. So I'm using, I'm not using between using, I'm not in using. So likewise thing, you can also use in and not in. You can use it in a mixed way, like you can use both at a time in any SQL statements. It doesn't be wrong for that. So let's run this statement and you will get outputs like this, which are not from category of 1 to 3. I'm getting category from 4, 5, 6 and 8. So like these things, and not from 1 to 3, and prices are from between 1 and 10 and 20. I'm getting only 10 and 20. You can also give not between here, like not getting between from 10 and 20. You will get other records, like 91 records I'm getting from 30, 91 other prices than these things. And if you want to get categories only from 1 to 3, you can get all these things, like two conditions it will have to satisfy, like ND we are using now. So categories should be in 1 to 3 only, and at the same time the prices not should be 10 and 20, so 10 and 20 range. So these things, like you can apply any condition by using these operators, like and or not, in between, in likewise many like operator, wildcards, and you can use many things for writing any particular condition for this where class to get any desired records of data as a output. Like those things, you can select retrieve data of anything from your database by using these operators in your conditions, like where class. Next, you can also have between text values example, like in SQL statements. Here is the example. You can see all, we are selecting all the products from the product name with a product name between Canva Tigers and Mozilla de Vagona. Like this, try this example. These names are very difficult to pronounce, so it doesn't matter. We have to learn the concept here, right? So I'm running this particular statement. I'm getting the outputs like this. Like yeah, from C to the last name will be the specified name. Yes. So in the between range, we are get not only specifying the numbers, but also can give the words. Like it will take in alphabetical order and sort them to get the particular list or range, we can say. So like the things we can also do here, we are in that time you can order by the product name. Like we can order to get clarity on those things. Like product name we have ordered in ascending order, so from C to we have ordered in a sorted order, like ascending order. So the like the things we can do by using this between operator. And next we have another example called product name between this and some name. So this also can you do similar example of that. Any range, not between the text values also we can give. Like similarly, not between from 10 and 20 range, how we have given. Like not between these names also we can give. It will apply for only text value, not only for the numerical values. It can be applied for text values. Anything you can do. This is a sample table of orders. You can see here order ID, customer ID, employee ID, order date, shipper ID. Yes, as we seen previously, we have seen that between is not only for the values. We can have the values of numbers, text, and days. So that's why I'm specifying everything here to make the concept clear. So numbers we have seen and text we have seen, and also dates we can see by using the following table called example orders table. In the orders table, you have a order date column, right? With this order date column, you can check that. In between these dates you can get the orders list also by using this between command. So check this example, between dates example. SQL statements to select all the orders with the order date between 1 July 1996 to 31 July 1996. Here I have specified those things. Order date between 7 July 1996 to 7 July 31. I'm running this particular SQL statement and I'm getting the outputs like these things, like order ID from date 7 to 12 1996. Like these things will come on. Like not only with the numericals or words, we can also apply these things for dates also. So between operator use it for many purposes, and we can also write that date as in many formats. Not only that format, and you can also write this dash format, like month, years, months, and dates. Y, and many different parameters are there. Like patterns are there for describing a dates, like year or particular thing. So you can sort not only with numerical numbers, but also letters and dates. But we can also do a negation of that between, like not between in that. And next we can include in while using between. And you can also add and operator between and in. So likewise the things we can write your different conditions in the where class as you required, as per the data you have to retrieve from your database. Like the things here, you have a test yourself example in which they are asking for use different between operator to select all the reports where the value of the price column is between 10 and 20. And you're asking for retrieve all the data from the product table, like select start from product table where from which what the condition they have given. The price column is between 10 and 20. We have to use between columns. So price is between, we have to write between what they're asking, 10 and 20. So this is the answer for this. If you got this answer before I have typed, then it is good enough. You have knowledge on these things and you have listened this video very well. So if you have done, feel free to comment in the comment section that you have cracked this particular exercise. Then I feel great. I will be thankful. I will be blissful if you are listening these tutorials very much. So these are nothing but a between keyword and how between operator is used in the where class. So next we have a one more thing called SQL aliases, which is already we have discussed while we are doing something. So again, once have a brief glance on this. SQL aliases are used to give a table or column or in a table or a temporary name. Like temporary name we can give, not this alias name will not affect the database things, but we can use a temporary name that is nothing but alias name we can say. Aliases are often used to make column names are more readable. Like if you don't know min of, as we seen in the previous, like min of count or count of some column name we have given, but at the place where I have given like smallest price, I have given some specified name like temporary name we have given, which makes the user to more readable that data what you have printed, that then you will get clarity by seeing that particular smallest price you are telling me. So likewise the things will be clear and more readable by using this aliasing names. And aliasing only exists for a duration of that query, that query only, that aliasing name will be exist. Like if you change the query or if you destroy that query or if you run that another query, then the name of that particular column will be affected, that will be no longer, it exists for the duration of only that query only in which you have created that aliasing name. And aliasing is created as a as keyword. Like if you use as, you have to print the particular thing as this type. So this name, as this name, we call it as this name. Like as is a keyword for creating an alias name. So it is a main concept you have to remember in this aliasing. As is the particular keyword which we use. And next we have example here, syntax aliasing one. Select column, for example if you are selecting any column name is some not in exact pattern, then you can use your customized name for printing. As you can give your aliasing name for particular column, like from table we are retrieving that particular column. And next we'll also have a different thing, like not only we're specifying at the column place only, you can also specify after the completion of from also, like from this table you are getting as, you can also give that aliasing name for that table name also. Table name also you can give aliasing name, not only the columns. So here we have seen like the aliasing is used for table, columns in a table, right? Columns also you can also apply for tables. Here is the sample table which we have taken, is a customer table which we have working from previously, and orders tables I have taken. Aliasing for column examples, here is the first example which is SQL statement which creates two aliasing names, one for customer ID and for one for customer name. So it is not good at, right, customer ID is mixed one, so how can get that clumsy words in a header for in any table. So I have decided to give a aliasing name here, ID and customer name I am getting. For example, this is up to this query only. For example, if I have removed these things, and if I print in a normal way, and what will happen, let's check it out. Like I am printing customer ID and they are getting the same, right? Customer ID I am getting and customer name only I am getting, not in a particular thing, right? Not as we defined that that aliasing name will be only temporary for the particular query only. Okay, not only the padding is a user defined, like you can give any small id or a small c, like it will be any form that should be in a clear way, that should be look appreciate and appreciated thing should be nice, right? Any website should be how to be look attractive to attract the customers. Likewise you have to be clear things, then you can use this aliasing names likewise for any particular query or anything. But this is temporary one, it doesn't affect in your database column names or anything. It is only just temporary up to duration of the particular query only. Like this is the example, and next one is the example where to create a aliasing name, one for customer name and one for contact name, contact name column. It is required to give double quotation marks or square brackets if the aliasing name contains spaces. For example, as in video we have given number of prices. Likewise, and for the count I have given aliasing name as number of prices where I have given spaces, then it shows me an error. So if you want to give any spaces, then you have to give it in a square brackets, otherwise you will get an error. So I'm going to run this particular statement. So I'm getting a contact person without any square brackets. I'm getting very good. But what if I remove this square brackets? I've defined without mentioning any square brackets. Let's see this. You will get an error that if you don't contain any space, that will be taken as an other thing. So the query will give us throw in a syntax error for that. So we have to use that square parenthesis, then you will get a proper answer for that. So that is the use of square parenthesis if you are giving a aliasing name with a space in between, contain space, then you have to use this double quotation marks or square brackets there. And next it is a SQL statement that creates an aliasing name for address that combine four columns: address, postal code, and city and country. Here what we are doing means we are adding that address, postal code, and city. Then we are giving aliasing name total these things as address. So how can these things will happen? We are adding that we were using a plus symbol right here, customer name, and all these things comes under with a single column, that is nothing but address. So let's try this example, then you will get clarity on that. So here you can see the customer name I am getting, and address I am getting, which is having a address and postal code, and city I am getting, and country also I am getting. Like the things we can do by using this plus operator and separated by a comma. And you can also give the aliasing name for this customer also, like what can I give a customer name? By using square parentheses, you can contain space in your name, like customer name I am giving. So that will help you to do the things that like a space I am getting for this aliasing name I have given. Address, you can attach many more records by using this plus and separated by the comma operator and give aliasing name for that thing. So this is one of the example, you have to try it to get clarity on those things. And next we'll have another example called SQL statement. We work with the above in the MySQL following. This is for normal editor. In MySQL, this particular plus operator separated by comma is not workable. So you have to use this function called concat. Concat is nothing but concating, attaching this all the things which are specified in this function, like address plus comma plus postcode, and this will be same output will be generated as similar to this thing, which doesn't support here. No, have tried editor. Next, aliasing tables for table names. Not only for column names, you can also specify the alias names for table names also. Like following SQL syntax selects all the orders from the customers with the customer ID 4 around the horn. Around the horn, customer name should be around the horn, and the customer ID. We use the customers and order tables and give them the table alias as C and O respectively. We use this alias name while using with different conditions, like to attach two tables join. We use this aliasing names more on those things, like a select O dash order ID, O dash order date, C dash customer name from customers as C. We are giving customers a table as aliasing name as C and orders tables as aliasing name as O, and we can get those things by O dash order, which are the fields which in that particular table should be retrieved by using alias name dot that thing. So this will help you if you have the same similar name fields in that particular two different tables. Okay, where we are getting customer name around the horn and customer ID is equal, where the customer ID is similar for both. We have the customer ID column for both customer columns and also order columns. Like you can see, customer ID is there and customer ID is there. These conditions will mostly seen in joins, where we have to join two particular tables. Likewise, you will get more clarity on using this, why we use this aliasing for the tables also, because we no need to show that, because by giving alias name for the columns is the one have task, like to see the information in a clear picture, like readable one. But why we are giving alias name for tables, which is not that much necessary to visible, that is not visible and readable to while running that query, then why you can question it. For the answer for that question, you can use these type of things, why? Because customer ID is present in both customers and tables. To get compare these two things, or in the joins you will see those things. You will get clarity once you done with the joins and everything. So up to now you just learned that not only for the column names, you can also have aliasing names for the tables also. So like C, for customers we have given C, and for doctor orders we have given that thing not only by aliasing names we can call the particular ones, we can also use with this name also. The statement is same as above, but without aliasing, like you can see here. With customers, we have as see orders as we have given normal orders or customers, but we are calling the particular thing fields by using these names also. A table name dot the field name you can see here in the comparison also, customers dot customer ID, orders dot order ID. So you can also do directly, or you can have aliasing names. Instead of that, you can because the lengthy will be much, right? If you use a single letter for that, it will be easy for you to do the things. So aliasing can be useful when there are one or more one table included in a query. Functions are used in the query, and column names are big or not readable. Like I said, not that much big, lengthy. So you can use a single aliasing name, a single letter. Likewise, two or more columns are combined together. If you have two or more columns same or combined, then you can use this aliasing names to make it differentiate from each other. Likewise, these are the use of aliasing name, which is better to use for a good query. You can use aliasing name always. That will be a good practice for you. In the coming joins, you will be better using these aliasing names. Then you will get clarity on these things. I think up to now everything is clear for everyone. So this is the normal test your exercise where you can test that what you have learned till now. What they are asking means, when displaying the customers tables, make an aliasing name of the postcodal column. The column should be of P and O instead of postcode. This thing they are asking to give an aliasing name of PON instead of that. So how can we do that? We have to printing customer name and address and postal code from customer tables. A postal code as how I am going to, they are asking to print me as P and O they are asking for. So this is the answer for that. If you are cracked this answer in previously, before I am writing the answer, then it is good. Comment us how many have cracked this particular thing before I am giving the answer of this in the comment section. So that will be great, appreciable. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. In the next video, what we have to dealing with joins. So don't miss and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so that you will get notified when we upload a new video related to joins. Or in the joins, what we can deal with: inner join, left join, right join, full join, self join. I want to give everything a big clear fashion, like what is meant by joins in the SQL, which is a very important topic where we use this aliasing many more things there, like subqueries and many more. So stay tuned to our channel and subscribe, and thanks for watching. If you like this video, give a big thumbs up below, and if you have any doubts regarding to these tutorials, feel free to comment in the comment section. We will definitely reply to your comments. And if your friends or colleagues are search of these any websites like for learning this web developer basic things like SQL, HTML, CSS, suggest our videos, suggest our channel. And W3 Schools, which is very good website with having many more features like try it yourself editor, and quizzes you will have in SQL, and also exercises you will have. So it is very good to practice these things here. So bye bye, thanks for watching, stay tuned.